What I want you to understand is that the human mind is like a garden, and every behavioral pattern has a root, and every emotion has a root. And all the negative emotion that you suppress is like having a garden full of weeds. And so most of you guys exist as a fucking wheat farm, and you guys fail to recognize that your garden's shit. And so you fail to recognize that your garden is polluting other people's because you have a contamination, infestation of the lack of choosing to create a nice garden. And so we have to understand that everything in physical existence, which is manufactured by the human mind, was first conceived within. And so when we understand that within you there's a shitty garden, we now understand that externally you will operate from a state of deficiency. When you choose to do the internal work, which cleanses and produces and synthesizes a proper mind, you will now go through time in a proper manner. Most of you guys are dysfunctional, self-sabotaging organism, and you will forever remain stuck in the deprivational loops of which are a consequence of your behavior. See, most of you guys are sabotaging yourself from the best experience of life, not to mention that life only spawns once. You emerge into existence and you now have the choice to have the best experience or to settle for less. Now, you have to understand that most people will forever settle for less because why? They never understood that there's something more within them. You see, most of you guys are born into environments that feed you nothing but shit. This is why you will forever remain in that same state internally. Your internal environment will reflect externally through your behavior. What is within you, the forces in you, will manifest through you. And so what we have to understand is when you grow up in a shitty environment, which most of you do, well, you have to understand that this will manifest through you. And so the internal work is being intentional and manufacturing and transforming yourself from within to change the paradigm of your reality, to change who you are to become who you are meant to be. Who you are is not who you're meant to be, and it's very obvious because you have all these emotions which are suppressed within you. You have all these shadow tensions and shadow behaviors which express through you. And the reason is because you have a garden full of weeds and you're not doing anything to clean it, and so your garden turns into this horrible fucking shit garden of and then the mirror, the image of what it could have been, is always replaying in your consciousness, because we have to understand that consciousness reinforces and compounds itself. And so you're either reinforcing that you can or you're reinforcing that you can't. And when you reinforce that you can't, it's usually because you are sabotaging yourself through the way you behave. See, most of you guys will always forever betray yourself at the highest level. All of you guys always ask for the instruction manual on what to do, but then we look at you and then we realize you've been sabotaging yourself this entire time. If we gave you the blueprint, you wouldn't even do what you needed to do because you're not in the right state of mind. You're operating from deficiency. You're operating from conformity. You're operating from biased perception. You lack the fact that you don't know. Most of you guys will forever believe you know when it obviously shows you don't, because your life is reflective of you, and your life at the highest level is nothing of what it could have been. We have to understand that the human playing field, the field that we all exist in, the quantum field itself, we're all equal. The only difference is the ability to ascend beyond and transcend limitation. Most of you guys have been stuck in the same limit. Most of you guys have been limiting yourself, and most of you guys refuse to take accountability for the fact that you limit yourself. And so the truth is, you need to truly understand that you can transcend the limit, but before you just sit here and put it into your ego and pretend like you've transcended all limits, you have to truly confront yourself, and you have to ask why you've been limiting yourself. You have to ask yourself, why can't you overcome what you're trying to overcome? Why have you failed to quit? Why have you failed to realize the fact that you exist without purpose? Why do you do what you do? And you need to truly integrate the fact that you're fucking failing at the highest level. When you truly have processed and metabolized the fact you're a fucking bitch, well, now you can do some shit to change. Now, most of you guys will instantly self-sabotage what I just said and transform this into a weapon against yourself, because you are a master weapon against yourself. You guys are so depraved of life itself that you have become a master weapon of life deprivation inflicted within you. So what you have to understand is that you must empower yourself, not self-sabotage and destroy yourself. Your internal dialogue will reflect your reality. Your internal dialogue reflects your character. You have to understand that life operates through you, not outside of you. The only reason life exists is because you are in life and you are life. Most of you guys believe that life is without you and you are existing in life. But the fact is, you are life. And if there was no you, there would be no life, because you are the one experiencing life. It's a VR headset and you are the sleep, and you must wake the fuck up. It's that fucking simple. You must understand that the power is within you, but every time your internal dialogue navigates to self-sabotage, every time you indulge in what destroys you, which is negative habits, which is negative vices, which is negative behavioral patterns internally, externally, your internal dialogue shifts, you become a weapon against yourself. Maybe I don't look good enough. Maybe this is the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe this, that. None of you guys will truly open a fucking journal and reflect on your behavior, reflect on your character. Most of you guys will instantly, unconsciously navigate yourself to places and spaces internally you don't want to be, and embodying mindsets you don't want to have, because you cannot simply observe and understand your thoughts aren't you. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts operate through you. You do not create your thoughts. They channel through you, reflective of the vibration and coherency that you have. Most of your guys' thoughts are so filthy that you can't break out of your pattern, because your habits consistently reinforce your baseline. What is the goal of self-transcendence? It's simply to raise the baseline of mental capacity and then reflecting reality at a higher level, a cohesive unionization of character reflecting reality, to be high quality internally and to reflect it externally. Most of you guys think it's all internal work, but that's fucking spiritual bypassing. If your reality isn't the best reality reflective of you, you're a fucking bitch. Step the fuck down and understand you have more work to do. And if your goals aren't being made manifest, if you are not in the progression and procession of externalizing power, which is true internal wealth reflected outward to become wealthy, if you're not focusing on the goal of which every human has in the back of their mind, which is richness in character, richness in quality, value produced internally and reflected outwardly to give to life, to become wealthy internally and outside, to become wealthy intrinsically and extrinsically, most of you guys will have to understand that spiritual bypassing doesn't fucking exist. You're either a bitch or you're not. You're either a bitch in the progression of ridding the fact you're a bitch, or you're not a bitch. Most of you guys are bitches pretending you don't want to do what you need to do. You have to understand that if I give you the question, would you, if I could snap my fingers and you became a millionaire instantly, would you do it? Yes or no? Of course you would. If I snapped my fingers, you became a millionaire, you would be lining up, praying every fucking day for me to snap my fingers. So now we have to understand that when we look at you and then we realize that the work to be a millionaire is there, you just have to quantum collapse it by actually doing the action necessary to become. Most of you guys will back out. I don't even want this. I didn't even. Now you're self excusing the fact that you don't want something you want. And so the fact is, do the fucking work before you die, bitch. That's straight up raw talk. Peace.